Welcome to another episode of Dr. Dallas Unleashed.
Yes.
I am Dr. Dallas.
Ooh. And I am Amber.
And I am Anjelica.
Woo! It's good to have you guys back. I just want to say the last time that we were here, we had it filmed, and I was watching it. You guys look like the bomb.
Dude, my skin was like
flawless. Like we literally just walked out of
I
Tom
look
Beauty
like
with
a
hydrofacials.
freaking troll or a hobbit.
Like a little sweaty man.
No.
Thank you, Anjelica.
I was watching it thinking, God, you need some color in those cheeks.
Yeah, you could borrow some foundation.
Yeah,
next
we
So
should do
time.
your
if you
makeup.
guys want, I'm going to pinch my cheeks. I look so white. And then like my cut. Can you guys put makeup on me
Yes.
the next
I
time?
can.
Yes.
Like whatever you're using looks great. Whatever
Thanks.
you're using looks okay. No,
I have like
Dang.
no makeup on today though. I came in on my day off to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I spent time with you.
I worked hard. Look at me in my scrubs.
but your hair and makeup's all done. I have like Elta MD tinted
Yeah.
sunscreen on. We sell it here. Plug in.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Amber looks on point.
Yes.
Angelica looks on point.
Yeah.
And then
You look good.
the only thing I did was showered,
Okay.
Thank God. You
combed
did your
my hair.
For
Yes.
sure.
but my skin, I don't
brush your
know.
teeth?
Yeah.
I did brush my teeth.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a
okay.
flosser too.
Good.
Me too.
Yeah. So,
Well, you guys know
and
my
I know
obsession.
you actually were an obsessive compulsive brush or
Yeah,
like
if you
toothbrusher.
were
Brusher. Yeah, I
obsessive.
was a psychopath.
How many cavities did you have the last time you went?
13.
But how often did you brush your teeth? I think that's the weirdest part.
It was literally after every single meal. It was just throughout the day. Like I felt like I needed to do it. So sometimes 7 to 10. Like
A
it was
day.
bad.
So seven
Yeah.
times
And
you
it
brush your
wasn't-
teeth.
And it wasn't the soft bristles. Like it was the,
was the hard-
that you can only buy
Because
at
you were
like
getting
Walmart
rid
or
of the
something.
enamel, like the
Yes.
actual protective
My-
covering.
Yeah.
Really
Everything was
bad.
gone. It was like almost see-through teeth.
So you would think you brush your teeth so much, you're not going to have any cavities,
Correct.
but quite
Right.
the opposite. You
Yeah.
had like the worst mouth ever.
Gross.
Yeah, because they were like thin. Everything hurts. Like my teeth are still really sensitive, so I can never do those like white strips that people do all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
I can't do them. My teeth are like
Your teeth look good. Like
Your
when you
teeth
see
do
them, they
look
look
good.
white.
Yeah. I
But-
mean, I was on like a prescription like toothpaste pretty much. I had
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they put me on like enamel, like Sensodyne, like all the ones that are for like sensitive teeth. And I was like, this is not whitening my teeth at all. So I went back to my Crest or my Colgate or whatever I use. And
I
went
use
back to a
Arm
hard
& Hammer.
toothbrush.
I love Arm & Hammer.
I use Crest.
I like
want
Crest.
veneers so bad.
But you know what?
No,
I want
you
my
have good
teeth.
teeth.
Yes, I want like perfectly white, like fake looking teeth.
Oh, they're going to like little
No,
chiclets.
chiclets.
Little
Yeah,
They
that's
look
what I
like
want.
Tic Tacs or something.
I know.
Yeah.
They're so
I don't know.
expensive. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Anywho, you already have good teeth though.
Yeah.
So I think you don't need them.
I want them like perfect.
Hey, well, a couple of housekeeping things.
Yes.
You know, Friday, Amber was reminding me we're going to be there for the cheerleading calendar release party.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Amber,
I'm
don't drink too much.
I will try not to. Hey, last year you kind of drank a little too much
I
too.
did. I did have a
Ooh.
little bit.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
was not like Rain Man
I
drunk.
wasn't.
You
I
know,
wasn't too
there was
bad.
a few other people
There
who were Rain
were.
Man,
Little
Yes.
hammy ham.
where you just kind of have that glazed look and
Right.
you kind of rock back and
Yeah.
forth. Because when I get really drunk,
You get red.
I do get red.
I get
but
red
I think
too.
I get more of I don't get extra friendly, do I?
You
I'm
like
just
to
kinda
have
like
conversations a lot.
Mellow out.
No, I think.
But I'm
you're
not going to
fun.
be like, "Hey, what's up, Amber? You're like my sister." And I
No,
wanna
no, you don't do that. I, get
hope
like
you
that.
don't do that. Yeah, you do.
I get very
Definitely.
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Okay,
At
I'm
Christmas
like a
party.
drunk like this. Like I'm good, and then I crash hard. There's
Yeah.
no in between.
Yeah.
I
So
can
it's like
black
you're
out.
having a good time, and it's like, "Where's the bathroom?" I got to vomit a
Well,
boot.
do you guys remember the past 2 Christmas parties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cried.
And all fairness, I don't eat all day. I'm setting up for the whole Christmas party,
That's
and by
true.
the end
Yeah.
of the day, I'm like, okay, let me have one drink, and then I'm like drunk.
But at least you're
God,
not.
I'm
A,
really
Okay.
bad. I promise you guys, I'm not that bad.
Okay, it happens.
and then
to the best of
Angelica,
us.
if you get really drunk or
It depends
hammered,
on the alcohol, but I'm like a person that's like, what's up? Like if I have to like use the bathroom, like go throw up or something, I'm like one of those people that's like super low key about it. You'll never know.
Really?
Put my drink down. Yeah. And I'll come back like, where's the shots?
like-
And I
Oh,
go
you'll
back.
just keep going.
Yeah, I just keep
it's
going.
the
I'm really
boot
bad.
and rally.
Yeah, I
you
know.
Yeah,
throw
you
up
puke
in
and
your
rally.
boot, and you just keep going.
Definitely not. I don't think I could ever throw up in like public. Like I would wait until there's either a trash can or a toilet. Like I could never like be like, just throw up, like
That's
anywhere.
so gross. Yeah,
I
no, I
can't.
don't do that. I just
You know? But I don't have to throw up really. I
You
black
don't
out.
throw up? I did.
Not really.
You want to hear a little story?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I was in medical school.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this was before I was dating Dr. Rejuvenation,
Okay.
Dr. Wynn. And so it was probably the first year of medical school. I was dating some girl from college.
Yes.
And we went out. I was actually out with Dr. Rejuvenation.
Yeah.
With some other people. And we totally got hammered.
Okay.
It was like Captain Morgan and Coke
Oh,
and tequila
no.
mixing. Even Dr. Rejuvenation, totally trashed.
Oh my God,
She
love
ended up going
it.
I
home.
cannot see that.
And then I went, and I was out of it. And so I fell asleep on the ground on my apartment. But then I vomited. Thank
Ew.
God
Ew.
I was, on the
gosh.
ground laying face forward.
Yes.
But and I kind of knew I threw up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, worried that I was going to choke on my vomit.
gosh.
Yeah.
But I left it there.
Ew.
I left it there. And vomit stains the
And it
carpet because it's like
smells.
acid, right? And so my girlfriend the next day
No.
came over and I was trying to clean it up and she was like, "What the hell is this?" And I
Ew.
told her, "Oh, I had a root beer float when I came home from
gosh.
Sonic and I actually spilled it right next to my bed."
Ew.
And that was the story I went with.
Can't
Kinda
believe
gross.
she believed it won.
Yeah.
Like,
She wa-
it wasn't like
she wasn't-
chunky.
I wouldn't say no.
Ew.
I got all the chunks out.
Guys, that's
Yeah.
disgusting. Anyways, Friday is the Dallas
ACC.
Cowboy cheerleader release party. It's going to be
Yes.
so much fun. I will be drinking and partying,
Yeah.
but after the party, because when we're there, we're still representing Dr. Dallas, and I don't
Yeah.
want to get too crazy.
Yeah.
But I was smart this year. I booked a room at the hotel where it is, so
Yeah.
I don't have to drive home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see.
You and
See?
Sean.
Bound chicka wow wow.
Pound chicken.
Ooh. So we know who's having fun that night.
Yeah, and you don't even have to sex for
Right.
that. You're just sort of like right in front of each other.
Yes. But what the
Is
worst
it more hand signals where you're just like
No,
putting
it's
a
like
fin-
you just no. Oh my
my
god!
God.
But what sucks is you have to go to Vegas next morning, like at 6 a.m.
Yeah, so after the release party,
Yeah.
the following morning, I'm going to more of like an educational conference
Yes.
in Las Vegas, like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So if you guys challenged me to a drinking contest,
You're just
just
gonna-
know that I'm probably going to stay up all night
Yes,
because it's not even
yeah.
worth trying to go to
You're
to
definitely
bed.
going to have to stay up all night. Continue the drinking on the next day, or else you're going to crash.
No.
And
But then we're going to have to go
he's
somewhere
gonna need
like, some of these local bars clear,
Yeah.
Yes.
close by. So if I go home, I'm totally going to fall asleep. So
Yeah.
I'll have to go to the club.
Yeah,
I'll take you to the
Or-
club.
The cl-
I can't
I'm
go-
scared
not
to go
going
with
the club.
Angelica to the club.
Why? It's so fun. I promise. It's a good time.
No.
Oh, okay. You want to have a good time? You can come on out
Yeah,
with.
I think
this
Angelica
one.
could show us. A
I'm
good
sure
time.
she
I-
could
I
party.
She's
Yeah.
like the college version of us back in the day.
I never
Or-
got crazy like that.
I did in college for sure. I
Really?
was my second year of college. I was I was wild. Somehow I made high honor roll every year too.
I feel
though.
like
I
you're
always
still
feel like
kinda
Amber's
wild.
I
thinking
am.
that one word every time.
What?
Which one?
What's
where
the
you're
word?
you're sampling the buffet.
No. Okay. So that whole thing when
With
my
the
mom says-
W?
like whore. Should
No.
I just say it?
Well,
No,
you said it, not me.
I didn't
Oh.
say it. Angelica said it.
I said it because
Is it appropriate to ask how many boys?
Yeah, just yes.
You can't ask that.
No, you're not
No.
supposed to ask women that.
Okay.
And you shouldn't ask them. Yeah, I just feel like this is a little crossing the line. Plus, I really don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to the old topic.
Yeah, so house cleaning. So that's what we're doing this
Yeah.
weekend. What else? What else is going on?
You know what though? I wanted to give a congratulations to Amber because
Yeah.
Amber's
Woo.
been invited to speak at a conference about management of just a cosmetic office. And
Oh, yeah.
so one of, we're looking all across the country and she got invited on a panel of 3 people.
Yes.
And she's going to talk about, managing an office like
Yeah.
this, right? So
What it's like to
that's so
manage us.
cool.
I'm so
Congratulations.
excited.
I am so proud of her.
Aw, thanks, guys.
Because that's a big deal.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
There's going to be 2 other people on the panel.
Yes.
Right? You were telling me one's a lawyer.
Yes, and
The
then
other
one's an
one's-
office, office manager.
Office
I'm
manager.
just super, super nervous. I can't even believe they want me there.
Yeah.
And 2, I'm just nervous.
I
Yeah.
think you're going to do
But-
great.
But everyone
You're gonna be
gets
fine.
nervous. When we had to present like papers and plastic surgery, whatever it is, you do get so nervous. Because
Yeah.
one is, you're talking to like your peers
Yes.
who are also very knowledgeable.
Yes.
It's not like you're some person above and beyond that
Yeah.
they're just going to listen to you like everything is the
Right.
Bible. I
Yeah.
mean, these are peers who also have experience and you're just imparting your experience. But yeah, it's nerve wracking.
But it's always good to give like your input on everything and how you experience with maybe things that they do like something similar.
Yeah.
And it's better to get good, I guess, feedback from others and see how you can implement that in your everyday.
It's just,
training.
we go to conferences a lot. I think it's good to keep up education and learn and hear other people's ideas because we're constantly growing. So normally I'm the one in the audience, like listening. And the fact that somebody wants to put me on a panel and like listen to what I have to say is really cool. I'm super nervous. So thank God Dr. Dallas will be in the audience cheering me on. He's probably going to be so happy. I could just picture him. But so I have a lot of homework to do. So you're going to help me,
but
right?
I'm so excited. And the cool thing is that, yes, we talked about one's a lawyer, MBA, but we were just talking about this earlier. Not everybody in that audience is going to have that sort of, background. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you are someone who immediately from, high school started doing what you're doing, which is in the cosmetic field, people are going to relate to you. And I think that there's so much bullshit out there when it comes to like, well, my practice, we make $3 million or blah, blah, blah. It's bullshit because you don't know if they have a huge payroll, right?
Correct. The overhead.
Who gives a shit if you make $5 million a year, but 4.5 goes to all the overhead and all that stuff. Yeah. So people like to, bullshit their way. And, I hope that we can really be transparent about what we do and that it's not all roses. And some years it's not all that great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we try to maximize and learn from other people. But there was a time, remember, we're always trying to learn from other people. Yes. Right? Now it's come full circle, and now people look at us and go like, Amber, how do you do this? Dr. Najera, how do you do this? Right. They go to Anjelica, how do you do this? Because Anjelica's role is probably one of the more recent roles that you can find in cosmetic surgery office.
True.
So, and I think it's great that you're here because you're writing, it's your own, your own employee handbook. There's no employee handbook to do what you're doing. We're just doing it as we go along and learning. I think what you're doing and what we're doing together, it's really awesome. So when you go and talk about all that stuff, I'm super excited to share that with people. And I think people are going to relate to you and be like, you know what? I'm more like Amber, not like this person who got their MBA and does this and that. No, it's not real world stuff. Yeah. Right. And so that's what's going to be really cool.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Super excited. That's in February.
Yeah. So
like, welcome to your TED Talk or something.
Yeah, it is. But we also wanted to talk about some trends in plastic surgery, celebrity plastic surgery, and probably more importantly, maybe not that great of celebrity plastic surgery. And I think what we're seeing right now, even in our practice, we do a lot of, cosmetic BBLs, right? Yeah. Brazilian butt lift, which is really just a nickname for liposuction. Mm-hmm. You take that fat and you transfer it. Doesn't necessarily mean using implants. I think, a traditional BBL is taking fat and putting it in the butt. Then we're seeing people like Anjelica, you were telling me, who are the people out there, celebrities, who have these big butts and...
Big ones would be like Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian, Iggy Azalea. You can see Cardi B. They all have really... that's the trend right now. Actually, the whole Kardashian Jenner family has it all. And so...
Lopez, J-Lo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... Is hers real? I have no idea.
I think hers is real.
I do too.
Right. It's not extreme like Kim Kardashian or Nicki Minaj and all of them. I think J-Lo's butt is real. Yeah. I like hers. I think her shape is great. Anything bigger, I think it's too much. I think it's a fad that's going to go out.
Right. I think the issue is a lot of them don't have their thighs match their butt. And so it's like little chicken legs walking around with this huge butt, and you're like that. You could tell when it's fake and you could tell when it's real. Yeah. Right. And so I think that's the big issue, and it's like a huge trend right now.
Yeah. Chicken butt. It looks like, what do we call it? It looks like a popsicle stick, right?
Yes.
It looks like a lollipop sitting on a stick.
Yes.
Right. And I think Nicki Minaj is a good example of that. Even Kim Kardashian.
Kim is a really good one.
If you look at their legs, they're really tiny. And then all of a sudden their butts just get really big.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think... maybe when they first started doing it, it looked okay. But as they did more, and we'll get into a little bit later what I think is going on in their butt. Mm-hmm. Yes. But right now, they just do not match. Nope. And now, as the years have gone by, I think I'm starting to see some of that butt skin sag.
Yes, I see it. I see it. Mm-hmm. I totally see it sagging.
Like it's stretched out, or do they like lose fat, and that's how it starts to sag, or is it just gravity and aging over time?
I think it's aging,
and it's
like, just
heavy.
like a breast.
Yeah.
You know? Just like a breast in your face, right? Even if you don't have implants, right? Breasts tend to sag and move down. Same thing with a butt. Now you've added volume, just like with an implant, those things start to happen quicker. And just like with a butt, we're adding more volume to it. And so these girls are in their 30s or so. Yeah. And you're already starting to see it. Now, they're all, the cellulite that they're starting to develop too starts to become more apparent too.
Very apparent.
It just takes away from the overall look. Their tiny legs, the skin's loose. So I do worry about all the things that we are doing to butts that in 10 years, what are they going to look like?
You're going to have to do some kind of revision to lift up that skin.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you say revision, like if somebody, if this trend starts to fade, are you able to do like a reduction? Are you able to remove it? Do you have to do like actually like, I don't know, like, how you do like a breast lift where you have to do like a butt lift? And
I think you're exactly right. Exactly.
Like maybe a lower body.
Like when we talk about tummy tucks, right? You're pulling skin down. It's almost like tucking your skin into your pants.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how we deal with extra skin on the tummy for women who've had children. But on the butt, it's a little bit different. Things tend to sag down. So how do you get back up? You're actually truly doing, now it really is a true butt lift.
Yeah.
Where, we do body lifts and we go all the way around. Well, it might just be the back part where we're pulling up.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you want to hide that incision within the bikini line, but that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to lift it back up like pulling up your pants.
Yep.
And I think we're going to see a lot of those sort of, my butt sagging, looks like a lot of cellulite, because we have a lot of experience in massive weight loss people who were really, really big, and then they lose all this weight and their butt deflates and it looks flat and you start to see some of the wrinkling.
Diaper butt.
You can really change the way it looks and get them back to where they were, but you need to do a butt lift. It's not about putting in fat. Because I've gone down that road and actually thought, okay, I can make this look better by just stuffing it with fat.
No.
You can't do it. It's the same principle with a breast who's got a lot of ptosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they have ptosis, you can't stuff, an implant in there and expect it to look great. You have to tighten the skin, and then you can add some volume, and that's how you kind of have to look at the butt.
Yeah.
Too.
You know what trend I want to come back? I still love like the 90s big breast.
Like the Pamela Anderson?
Yes. And that was a fad, but now
It
everyone
was.
took those implants out and did a lift. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to end up changing. I think butts are going to go away and breasts are going to come back.
Probably. And you know what else was really big for a while, or actually is still right now? Isn't like the rib removal. So you have a tinier like waist hourglass figure frame.
And I get asked that a lot
yes,
too.
Yeah.
There are some people out there. I would say me having gone to like, the conferences for plastic surgery, you don't hear anybody talk about it. It's a very fringe procedure. So that you always have these sort of isolated people throughout the country who end up doing it because to the society, the powers that be, the people who write journals, they look at it as being a very unsafe surgery. And why would you take that risk? Because when you remove a rib, you're very close to the lungs.
Yeah.
And if an issue happens with the lungs or therefore the heart, it's not worth it just to make your waist look, smaller.
So you would never do it on a patient?
I don't think I would. First of all, I've never been trained to do it. Could I learn how to do it? I think it's fairly straightforward and I think I could do it safely, but the upside or the downside's a little bit too much for me in my head. Like I think I could do it and I think there'd be a lot of happy people, but all you need is that one person to get a pneumothorax or have to go to the hospital because I dropped their lung, meaning that there's lung around or air around the lung. And so they have to get a chest tube. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if I were the only person and I had everybody coming to me and you become, an expert at it and you knew how to minimize it. But no, I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah. April has told me at her restaurants, like Twin Peaks and Hooters. She knew of a lot of people who got that.
No,
for real? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was like a big thing until.
And it was never a plastic surgeon. It was always just like some, let's say, OBGYN or family practice who does a lot of cosmetic surgery who just, they figured, I'm going to do this niche because no one else is doing it.
Well, kudos to them because they're building a practice on something that no one's doing, right?
Yeah.
But it's also safety at the same time.
I think the only person who could really be probably the most safe is probably a cardiothoracic surgeon, meaning if they got into trouble, they already know what to do with the lung. They know how to deal with any injuries to the lung, the heart, whatever it is. So, the idea is if you're going to do a procedure, you should be able to handle all the complications. I don't know many plastic surgeons that would know how to deal with a lung that's been ruptured or, whatever it might be.
So that's why those girls look so damn skinny.
So tiny. Yeah.
See?
I can't believe it's like an actual thing. I didn't know it was until like not too long ago that people got ribs removed and that's how they got so tiny.
I do find that a lot of people who lose a lot of weight, they were like 300 pounds, they lose 100 pounds. They have this big chest diameter. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Like a really big chest. So they have these tiny kind of waists and you take away all the skin. I can't change the way their bones are sitting.
Yeah.
And it could, if there was some way, I don't know if you bind them or something. You know how like the Chinese used
the waist
to bind
trainers
the feet
type deal?
The foot binding.
The foot binding, right?
I remember that.
But I think that
history.
There's some way, like, I don't know. And I don't think rib removal would do it because it's a huge flare of the entire rib cage. And I don't know how to make that smaller.
Okay, this might be a stupid question, but as you gain weight, your bones don't get bigger, right?
But I think if you're severely, like morbidly obese, what I think is happening, and there's probably someone out there smarter than I am, but what I think is happening is because they have to deliver so much oxygen to all these areas of fat, their cardiac and lung capacity has to expand to accommodate all this extra space that they have to deliver oxygen. So I think they just have to, they do that by enlarging their chest to make their lungs larger.
Interesting.
So that's just a thought. But anyways, but you were talking about big boobs, like Dolly Parton, all these big boobs and stuff. But it's all cyclical. And I think regional too, because I was saying this earlier. Yeah. I trained in New York and everybody got like a 250, 275 cc implant. And I would be like, my mind would explode. I'm like, oh my God, we're using a 300cc implant. This is so big.
Which is in reality a really small implant.
It's pretty kind of, but here in Texas, it's like 400, 500. It's
go
like
big.
Sometimes 800.
Whatever. Yeah. I just put in an 800cc implant the other day.
Yeah.
770.
That sucker was like a huge like torpedo bomb that I put in.
It was a big one.
Well, for me being in Orange County, everyone had big breasts in Orange County.
Yeah.
See, I could see the difference though. New York is like, I feel like they're just different types of people.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain them, but I couldn't see anybody in New York with these huge boobs unless it's a celebrity.
No big knockers. But here in Texas, man, it's like
Texas is. I feel like it's a medium because California is probably super huge. Texas is. It ranges because sometimes you get people who want those smaller implants, and sometimes you want 800 cc's, and then New York, you said you were pretty much always at 250s.
It's the fads that are going on right now.
It's always different trends in other states because, like we were talking about last time, all my friends, I'm like the only one with something done, whereas here it's like more common. Like it's almost weird that you don't see somebody with fake boobs at this point or fillers or something.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's regional, like you were saying, in the South in general, like even Florida, Georgia, they're big implants, right? Texas, big implants. But like North, like even Chicago, where I was up there, it's not very big.
Yeah. I'm sure they're big, but I'm sure they're not going like 770,
Texas
800.
size.
Yeah, Texas size, California size over there. So,
well, what, Amber, what cup size do you think is a good cup size for someone who's relatively fit in a woman? What do you think looks good? Yeah, I'm asking you.
I like huge.
So what is that? A D? Double D?
Double D.
Double D.
But they have to be like lifted double Ds.
Yeah.
Like you don't want no saggy ones.
Exactly. But a double D, good, firm, lifted.
Yes.
What would your ideal be?
For like a fit person?
Yeah.
Like a C, maybe a small D.
But would you rather have a bigger butt and larger breasts? See, some people are different. Yeah. I think you need to have like a healthy looking butt, but not like a huge one, like an athletic looking butt.
Right.
But I'm like a breast person.
It just depends because it depends on how fit they are. You can tell if they have fake boobs, and the bigger you go, the faker they look. For somebody who's super fit, let's say they have like a ripped six-pack, well, you know that there's almost a 90% chance that they don't have big boobs.
No, they don't.
Like, they're fake.
Yeah.
So you could,
I think like a C cup.
Yeah.
I mean, I do this all the time.
Like a double D.
But that's just my preference. But I always have to remind myself, I can't impose my cosmetic sensibilities on someone. So, you come to me and say you want that. I would never say, oh no, we're going to stick with a C. This is the best for you.
Well, when I showed you the photo of what I want after my surgery, you about died. You were like, oh.
Well, wait, did you show him boobs?
Oh, no, but it wasn't because
porno photo.
Well, yeah, I had to chop it off.
Oh, another one.
Yeah. But
so Amber sends me a picture. I don't know where she gets it from, and it's like it's like a porn still from Pornhub. So there's a big breast and there's a big penis off to the side.
You didn't know? How'd you even know it was there? Because I chopped it off.
And then I felt like there was some squirting going on, so it had to be like edited out.
God, so embarrassing.
And it's all a weird angle too.
Oh my God.
You had to get like the cock and balls out of the way.
Oh my God, please stop. But like I'm an 80s baby and I just felt like the 90s, like what I grew up with. And so all the 90s, like big breasts, I like. Yeah. And then naturally I'm already large chested, so I couldn't even imagine going smaller. Like, no, I say go big or go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just depends on your body frame too.
Yeah.
So,
but which is weird because if I have that mindset, I'd be like, oh, get big, a big butt. Yeah. I don't like a big butt.
Yeah. I think, we do a lot of butts here.
Yeah. Right.
And, of course, it is funny because everybody says, I don't want a Kim Kardashian. I don't want like a Khloe.
Right.
And for the most part, we can't even do that even if we try because their butts are different.
Right.
I mean, they probably had some fat, but I know for a fact they've had filler, like sculpture and all that sort of stuff going in there. So they're like multiple things going on.
But they're probably doing fat to their butt multiple times. Yes. It's not just one surgery. They're having a BBL 3 or 4 times. So they're doing liposuction and more fat transfer.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't think about that. They think, okay, I could just have a BBL one time and be fine. But in reality, you may have to do it multiple times or like you're saying, doing filler.
Yeah. And if you look at them, if you look at their stomachs after they've already had kids, how can they go back to being...
Dude, they're like freaking flat.
Tiny, super tiny. Even Kylie, I mean, she just had a baby too and they're so small. And I mean, obviously liposuction has done a number.
You know who looks amazing though after having a kid? Iggy Azalea.
I know she's had something done too.
I need to see. You guys have to show me a photo of her because I don't know who she is.
She looks good.
She does?
She looks good. Yeah.
She does. She has a really good body. She sings a bunch of different songs.
What nationality? Because I think that has a lot to play with it. Okay.
I think she's body. Australian. Angelica, were you pulling up the photo for Amber to see Iggy? You're right, though. She has a nice butt, but it's actually very wide to her waistline, so it looks artificial. Like she's had something done. Take a look at that. But she looks good. I think she's pretty. She's got nice boobs.
Scroll through. Her body is good. She looks very good.
She looks good. She looks really good. She's definitely had work done.
Yes.
She's no Gail Gadot. That's
my God. She's gorgeous, though. She
Yes.
really is beautiful.
She's perfect.
Yeah,
and she does
is
not
perfect.
have an extraordinarily large
No,
butt.
Right.
She's
nothing
great.
with her breast.
Correct.
She's probably like a B cup or something like that.
Yeah. I think the one that blows my mind is Kim Kardashian.
Had multiple treatments, laser treatments. They're doing everything under the rainbow.
Oh, I know, but like with the stretch marks and everything, like you've had
she
two
had a
kids,
surrogate for her other kids.
For her last one, but at least she had 1 or 2, right? I don't know how many she had, but I know she had one.
You look at April, and
she doesn't have any stretch marks,
right? And then Amber, doing good.
I had stretch marks.
Barely, it wasn't.
All right, so her body looks good. She's definitely had a lot of work done. Yeah. I think her hips and all of that. That's in right now. She looks great. Better body than I have, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. No. I mean, she has the hourglass figure for sure.
Yes, that's what's in right now.
Did you not want that? You don't want that?
No, I'd rather be like super skinny with like big old rack.
Oh, okay.
But
you want to be like Dolly Parton.
Not like that.
Yeah, she had some big old knockers.
Okay, so what's who's your like dream?
There's this one girl, and I don't know her name, but she was like in the late 90s. I'll get back to you guys next episode. Okay, but she's hot.
Was that first porn actress?
It was the one I showed.
Deep Throat.
Oh my God, no.
For those of us who grew up in like the 80s, our experience is seeing vaginas and all that was like Playboy.
Yes.
And that was much different. You know?
Totally.
Those were natural breasts. Those were a lot of hair in places. It's not shaved like a... Right. So that was kind of our experience. And so they did show some big-breasted people, but they were just like C's and D's. Now they're
huge.
They're huge.
Like Heidi Montag boobs, and
those were much too big.
Huge.
Yeah, she downsized already.
But did you see her body before? Like when she had all that surgery, she wasn't big, but she looked good and skinny, and then she had like big breasts. Like that's the look I like.
Yeah.
But I'm different than you two.
What do you mean?
You guys like big butts and no.
Well, no, I like an athletic booty, right? So when someone says they want this upside down shape, I think that's great. I really do see that's really pretty.
Yeah.
But I think for, what I see, I kind of like more of the athletic, which is a little bit more fullness on the upper part.
Yes.
Right.
Still has some roundness, not so much hip dip, but yeah, it's more of an athletic, full kind of bottom.
Right.
Or, how about Victoria's Secret model?
Okay, they're like perfect.
Right.
Yes, but their diet plan is like super, very minimal on what they can eat. Okay, so I think one time I watched like I don't know, they come out with the show and everything. They did like a little documentary thing on it, and I tried their diet. It was like eating everything green, and this was during competition season for cheer back in college, and it was like practice like 3 times a day at one point, and I literally was like dying in the corner, like I need bread, I need food, I need to eat. Like I couldn't do it. It's tough. I don't know. They only eat like fruits and veggies and very minimal stuff, and they can like limit their sugars. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's a little extreme. I like food. Like I'm a live to eat person. You're
I eat to live.
Yeah, I'm totally different.
I eat to live.
I eat whatever's not going to bother my stomach, because I feel like I have a million issues. But
it's because you like.
I did it to myself.
Yeah, you totally did it to yourself.
I caused all of it myself.
Well, for people who don't know, Anjelica and I are vegetarians.
Yes.
And Amber is not.
No, I'm not.
She eats like a dinosaur.
No, she's
like
the carnivore.
Velociraptor.
No, I like meat.
We're like herbivores. Right?
Yeah, herbivores. Yeah.
You're a carnivore.
Yeah, totally. I love meat.
I used to be like that for like the longest time. Like they literally used to call me the carnivore of my family. My family did. And then I just decided one day I was going to get it all out. And now
what happened that made you decide that?
Actually, there's Greek Easter. You have to fast. And my mom only makes us do it like 1 week out of, I think it's like 30 or 40 days. She only makes us do it for 1 week. So I did it while I was out here last year. And it's like completely vegan. So no animal products. And so I did it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked it. I was like feeling better. Like working out was easier for me. I just didn't feel so tired and like groggy in the morning.
Right.
And so I continued that on. But vegan, it was almost unrealistic for me. I mean, it's not like I eat eggs all the time and stuff, but I like a lot of protein. Yeah. And so I have to find it some way.
Protein, you mean like a fish?
Well, I started putting that back into my diet recently. Yeah, I was doing tofu.
Cockroaches. Ants are protein.
Edamame was another big one that I was going with. But just cutting out like a lot of dairy, a lot of meat. Well, actually all meat. I wasn't even eating anything that was like chicken broth. No, like nothing. I got rid of all of it. And so I liked it, and I've been sticking with vegetarian for quite a while now. I think I just started doing fish within the last like 2 months.
See, I eat meat, but my husband's a hunter. So all our meat that we eat at the home is like stuff he's got. So it's clean. It's natural. There's no, no antibiotics or anything like that in. So I don't know. I like meat.
Well, see,
that's
you
probably
like deer,
why I'm
right?
Fatter than most people.
Well, I'm a vegetarian more for health reasons. You just kind of hear about all the things that are in meats, especially the meats that you get from the store, how they, all the crazy things they give to the cows out there, and antibiotics and, everything pesticides. Else. And so your pesticides and, worried about that might be a link to perhaps, cancer or other type of things. So it was more like health reasons. Have you ever seen that show? I think it was on Netflix called What the Health?
I think so.
Yeah, you were the one that kept telling me to watch it.
You should watch that. It's pretty amazing, kind of the things that they do to animals.
It's really sad, but at the same time, that's why if you're going to eat meat, do it organically or
right. But how much can you trust all the organics and stuff? Like everybody says, like things.
Okay, well, our eggs we get from our friend that has a farm and they have their own chickens, so we do our eggs from there. Okay. The only thing I really buy at the store is going to be our chicken or milk, but we don't drink that much milk. Surprisingly, I feel like we're cutting that out too.
Almond milk. I feel like veganism has gone up a lot. So there's like a lot of replacements. Like you can get the Impossible Burger, the Beyond Burger, anything to replace meat. So the trend has obviously grown a lot. Right. So it's not as hard being a vegan as it was a couple years ago.
And don't you guys just miss meat?
I mean,
like a big steak and potatoes.
I had the Impossible Whopper because I was missing the taste of meat.
Yeah.
And so because they broil it on the same broiler as they do the normal.
Oh, they do?
They do. So it still has that flavor. And it's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly like it, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it tastes good. Although I just realized it was 660 calories.
Yeah, we
so I didn't feel that great. Like, I'm healthy.
No, you're not.
Okay. So the Impossible Whopper has 660 calories. Guess how much a regular Whopper has?
What, 800?
No, 670.
Oh my God.
It's like almost
you guys
the same thing.
So
isn't it ridiculous?
Terrible. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's pretty much eating a piece of meat.
Right. So really, I guess you're just, you're not doing the meat aspect of it. So technically maybe not some of the stuff that you worry about with cows, but it's still calorie wise. I mean, it's not going to make you skinny, or make you lose weight.
Yeah.
But you can still be a fat vegetarian.
Right. Because I feel like
I am.
No, you're not.
No. But a lot of vegetarians replace meat with like pastas or things that's going to fill them up, like carbs, breads, pasta, crackers. I don't know, anything along the lines of that. That's my issue.
I can eat like a whole thing of bread and a bottle of wine. I'm like set.
Yeah. You go to like Outback or
and some cheese.
You can go to Texas Roadhouse to get the rolls.
Roadhouse. Oh my God.
And that cinnamon butter. It's great, but you'll be paying
they're
for
like,
it
sir,
later.
would you like to order? I'm like, no, can I have another basket of these honeydew?
Olive Garden is
and sprinkle the crack that you put on it. And,
oh my God.
It's so good.
You've been vegetarian now 2 years though, right?
2 years.
But you've lost weight since you've been on it.
Yeah. When I first did it, immediately, like 10 pounds, just 10 pounds. But, like you said, the breads and all that stuff, you could certainly find stuff that is really high in calories, just like the Whopper, right? I thought, I'm being healthy. You're just eating the same amount of calories. So, I don't know. I think there's a middle ground, right? I don't think, not vegetarian is fine, but a little bit of fish here and there, a little bit of meat here and there is fine, right? Because really what it comes down to, I think, is just eating healthy overall. You can't stuff yourself with edamame and tofu. You're still going to be fat or overweight. I shouldn't say fat. That's not nice.
Well,
I call my patients
fluffy.
You have some fluffy that we can
big
like with a big in.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's just, and that's the thing. And that's why we tell people your BMI has to be less than 30.
Yes. But that's just for safety reasons and to the best outcome.
Right.
For sure.
It's definitely going to help your overall goal of what you want to look
and
like.
people get mad. We don't operate on people who are over 30.
It's not to be mean, though.
But it's not because I don't like you or I don't want to operate.
No.
Trust me, when we used to do it, you'd have so many more problems with wound healing problems, seromas, even stuff like, clots in the legs, thank God, knock on wood, nothing devastating, but there were still complications. And it almost went away to like less than 1%. We operate less than 30. So I feel like I'm kind of protecting them from themselves. So,
but also I think as a patient, you're spending a lot of money and then you're going through recovery. Don't you want to have the best outcome?
Right.
So it's best to try to lose that weight prior to surgery so that you can look the best after.
Right.
Well, you should also be maintaining a healthy lifestyle in general.
For sure.
If you're going to get like a huge cosmetic procedure.
Yes. And here's a little hint. People come in and I always ask people like, have you had any big changes in your weight? I want to know if they've recently gained a lot of weight, recently lost a lot of weight. But I almost feel like people want to tell me like, oh yeah, this is the heaviest I've ever been. And I'm thinking in my head, wrong answer. So why are you? Because it means that they feel like plastic surgery is their last resort.
It's gonna help
I'm not
them.
going to lose weight. Right. I need plastic surgery as my weight loss procedure. No.
Okay. That was kind of me though.
It's a
body, know that, right?
Well, no, I'm saying if you're,
it helped motivate me. Like I was just like, I don't
but your BMI was less than 30.
My BMI was like 26, 27. Because I'm so tall. But I gained 30 pounds in 2 years. The minute I got promoted to manager and we started building this office, I gained 30 pounds.
It's my fault that my manager gained weight. I'm so sorry.
Well, you gotta fix it.
But I wish I would have lost more weight before my surgery.
More money, more problems.
I know. True. So true. But I wish I would have lost a little bit more weight.
We get Anjelica a little raise and she's going to blow up.
No, some people here, they're all stressed and they lose the weight. I'm like, what the hell? That's not me. But I did the surgery for that. Yeah. And I know that's not okay and we don't condone it.
Less than 30.
Yes, so it was less than 30. But I will say, since the surgery motivated me, now I ride my Peloton, which you have not been riding, Dr. Dallas.
I know.
And if you guys are followers on Peloton, you guys need to go get him and give him some high fives and get him back on the bike.
I ran today.
Did you?
I ran 2 miles.
Did you about die?
I did.
Did you do it outside?
Yeah. I felt like if you saw me on the side of the street today, it was either I had too much to drink or I just ran 2 miles faster than I should have. I was like,
oh my gosh.
It felt terrible.
See, now you can come work out with me.
Well, your workouts are a different level.
No,
I have to
fine.
Prepare myself for 3 months. It's almost like getting ready for a marathon. To work out with you.
I am actually.
God bless you too, because I feel like
she doesn't have kids and she's not married. That's like not even fair.
I mean, I feel like I have kids when I have to coach every single night. So
True.
I have my own. I have kids too.
Like if you didn't have the boys and you weren't married and you were just working, like, come on, we would all be like,
dude, I'd be totally ripped. I tell everybody.
Skinny. No, you would.
I would, because when I have time, like this morning, right? Today's Columbus Day. It's a holiday. I took the kids to basketball camp, so I was just on my own. So what do? I worked out, lifted weights, I ran. If I had my days like that, I tell you, I'd be totally ripped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like bodybuilding competition, but I would take steroids and do this and that.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't take steroids, but I would maybe even become like an Instagram sort of model just for like the muscles.
I mean, I feel like you already are kind of like an Instagram.
Well,
don't toot his horn too much.
I am. I'm blowing his head up a little bit.
Don't quit your day job,
I
Dr.
know.
Najera.
Calm down.
Thank you very much. But yeah, so I don't know. It's eating right and being a vegetarian, I think, has helped overall. Right. I don't get headaches like I used to. Feel better long term. So yeah, I don't know. it's a good thing.
Yeah, it definitely helps me too. I feel like I've lost a lot of weight being a vegetarian.
Maybe I should just be a vegetarian for like a few weeks till I get skinny again.
You'll drop weight pretty fast. I did. I for sure, when I first started, I did. But I was also like a psycho working out person. So
yeah.
But
I think there's a happy medium. I think you just need to watch what you eat and also be active.
Right.
That's why I have a Peloton.
See, speaking of marathons, I'm actually training for a Spartan race in 2 weeks.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Spartan race?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no, thank you. That sounds scary.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'd love to sit on the sidelines and watch you.
Yes.
It's like a bunch of obstacles. I think you have to run like a total of 3 miles, which isn't
legit,
bad.
though.
But I'm
Is
doing
it the one that's muddy too?
Yes.
I don't know. I think actually the last one they had was, I think it was at the Star. And I had just gotten my surgery, so I wasn't able to do it. But it was like a bunch of members from my gym. And so it was indoors. And it was like not muddy. I don't know if this one is, though. And if it is, I don't know what I'm going to wear because I like all my clothes. So I don't,
Go to Walmart, get some cheap stuff. You'll be okay.
I'm talking about shoes-wise, too.
First world problems over here.
Right, that's the issue. Is
first world problems.
Dirt under my fingernails. Like, come on,
Oh my God, Anjelica.
I know when Anjelica's nervous now because she either plays with her hair or she bites her fingernails like nobody's.
You do?
I bite the skin. I'm really bad about it.
I asked her the other day something like, hey, do you think this would be good on Snap? Do you think it'd be pretty funny? And I said something and she's like.
Where I'm like, no.
That means no.
I know.
And then when she likes something, she's like, oh yeah, that's good. I like that.
Right.
But if it's like, hey, should I wear this cowboy hat? And then I'll have Wyatt come over here. She's like.
I'll tell him, like, usually I'm his like hype man. I'm like, oh yeah, great idea. But sometimes I'm like,
sometimes I feel like I'm too honest. Like I'm Debbie Downer all the time. Like, no.
See, sometimes you want to test the waters, but sometimes I'm not saying the ideas are lame. But sometimes I'm like,
But that's okay. That's what it's there for. And sometimes I think like I'm still going to do it. I don't care what you say.
Yes.
That's exactly what you should do.
There's a little bit of that, but at the same time, I do like some feedback.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever not had that though. I feel like we're always on the same page. Have you ever felt like you had to do something and I was like, don't do it, and you're like, I'm going to do it.
Well, I mean, you've told me stuff, but I'm like, yeah, I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, part of.
You think so too?
If I did everything that you guys thought I should do or didn't like. It wouldn't be me, So
True.
part of it is,
Right, true.
if it is dumb, if it is goofy, that's still me, right?
Yeah.
And when people see us on Snapchat and that sort of thing, I mean, that's part of the reason I think that people will come in and see because like, oh, that, it's kind of silly and dumb, but I like it. And, he can be fun like that, but in the operating room, he's serious. And we do get a lot of that. We get a lot of people go, we like how you're very educational in the operating room, but you know how to have a good time when you're outside.
Yeah,
definitely.
Wyatt,
I think
Wyatt knows. He's my friend.
Of course Wyatt knows. Wyatt's been with us since through it all, except for when he had
our listeners who don't know who Wyatt is, it's a figurine that Dr. Dallas has. It's an actual cowboy that he is obsessed with.
His best friend.
It's his best friend. And it's in his office and he loves that thing.
It's like the mascot of our office.
It totally
so
is.
when Dr. Rejuvenation gets mad or kicks me out, he lets me bunk here in the office because he actually stays up here. So I hang out with him and we'll watch movies. And he's a good guy.
Oh, geez.
It's like almost like having like an imaginary friend in this.
Yeah, he's like in his mid-40s though. And
he's got his little Wyatt,
But I want to know, people out there who you talk about only friends and stuff. I would say it's not like I have a huge group of friends, because you guys, are
we're your friends,
my family, my friends, right? I don't go out. Maybe Anjelica probably has a much larger range of people.
I have a good amount,
but
I don't have any friends.
For
and that
me,
makes me feel better.
That's like shrunk down, right? When you have a family and kids, it's like my wife, the kids, her family, and then you guys. But I don't go out to the club. And hang out.
It's not like a every weekend type of thing for me, but I definitely go. A lot of my friends like to go out all the time, and if our friends have tables or something, and
no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's
not
great.
A bad thing. Yeah.
When I was your age in college,
socializing.
I had this huge group of people because I was just involved in a lot of different things. And then when I went to medical school, that circle got even bigger. I had friends from college and from medical school. Then I went to residency. It got even bigger because now I know all these people in residency, all the nurses, all the different people.
Yeah.
And then when you start getting into your own little practice, it just totally shrinks.
Changes.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's just me and Wyatt.
No, that's no. And you got us.
I think just priorities change though too.
Right.
Like I just don't have the time nor the energy. I just rather focus it like on work or my family.
Yeah.
No, I agree
have
with
friends,
that.
but the friends I have are like super close.
Right.
I'd rather have a small group than like a huge.
No, exactly. People. I mean, I have friends.
We sound like a bunch of losers.
Some people, I mean,
like we have no friends,
right. And we hang out. We don't
go out.
Just know that when I operate, I don't go out drinking. My sole focus is on that person.
Yeah, it is. You don't go out at night.
Right.
No. You're in bed early. You're not drinking or anything like that. You are doing good.
Yeah, because I've heard of stories of like surgeons who go out party, do like coke and all this crazy stuff.
Well, yeah,
and and they're operating and doing. Remember that whole story about Dr. Death? Everybody's got to listen to that podcast. But this guy was doing like, going out, drinking, doing coke, and then operating. But then he was actually injuring people.
Yeah, so sad.
He's actually in jail.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
lifetime because he actually got.
Was killing people.
Yeah, and that it was very rare because normally when a doctor does something bad, they'll find him guilty of negligence or something like that. He actually was found guilty of murder. Which is
but I also do think that because I remember when this was going on, because this was a few years ago when it happened. I remember you telling us because you were on staff at one of the same hospitals,
right.
And I just think he honestly just didn't care.
I think he was the epitome of this narcissistic, doctor who thought he had a God complex. He thought he could do everything, and he didn't realize he was really hurting. Even when patients were having terrible outcomes, like not even just. People were dying, but like he paralyzed people because he was a neurosurgeon. He was doing stuff on the back.
Oh my gosh.
He would cut into these people's like nerve roots and actually paralyze them and cause great deal of pain. He still didn't realize. He just thought, oh, that's just part of what happens.
Yeah. Right.
But and then when he went to court, I remember hearing on the podcast the first time he realized that he wasn't doing a good job was one of his peers was on the testimony or whatever the stand saying this was egregious, meaning it was so bad. I felt like it was my son, who he said was 15 years old, just went and did the case.
But I can't believe that the hospitals let him operate for that long. Like that's the creepy part about it.
Was like years and years, or was it just
for a few years? I don't remember, but I just can't believe after the first few cases they didn't take him off the board.
Dang. No, it's good that you're. I mean, that you.
Yeah, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, well, the thing is, and I think most doctors are really good. They're not going out there crazy, but I think about the patients the next day. How I'm going to treat this, and I look at their pictures, and how am I going to do this, and I try to take all the experience I've had from previous surgeries and try to make that surgery the best surgery yet. Right, each one I want it to be the best, and I'll go back and look at pictures and go, you know what, I could have done this a little bit differently. I didn't like the way this looks. So, part of, I think being a good doctor is knowing that I can't know everything all the time, but I can always continue to grow and learn.
Totally.
Because I come across people all the time who go like, I got it. I don't need to learn. I already do it perfectly. If someone's out there doing it better than I am, I want to know how and why and start instituting what they're doing because I want to be able to offer the best to our patients all the time.
Always room for improvement, people.
Yes. So that's what we're going to talk about in our meeting when you go talk about being part of being, a good, just office, good management is always wanting to learn because, we've had experiences with other office managers who feel like we got it. We know everything. Right. We've topped out, and you have to be so elastic in today's world with social media taking such a big thing. If you're an office that's still putting your name out and taking ads out in the yellow pages, you let the whole thing pass you by.
You probably lost about 70% of patients.
Yeah.
Then.
And so just being elastic to knowing where our patients are, what they want, and then just continuing to adapt and change. It's just like any other business, right? Yeah. So definitely Amber's going to be, I'm excited for that.
I'm so excited.
We should start working on that today.
We need to start working on it.
Hey, I'll be a cheerleader for you. We were rooting you on.
Well, I'm sure we'll
Anjelica wants to come with us to Miami.
I want to go.
She just wants to come to Miami. That's the only reason why.
Look, we can go to Miami whenever. I want to actually go. I feel like, if you saw these two beautiful faces right there in the stands or
we said we weren't going to talk about this, but we want Anjelica to be here long term. We don't say permanently, but there's someone out there who's tugging her in a different direction, and whatever you make that decision, we're gonna leave that to you. Obviously, you kind of hear our side and want you to be here, but there could be some opportunities for you down the road. But obviously, if decide to move somewhere else, and those opportunities wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense. Just being pragmatic about it.
I just think you want to.
So don't fucking.
Oh my gosh, no. I think you just have to. Like I've always had a goal of what I wanted to do in life, and I'm still not even to that point. Like I want to like be this boss of like everything and run and just be better and a mentor to everyone. So I just feel like there's always room to grow and not to be settled. Like I don't let anything hold me back.
And then for me, being a surgeon and doing, I want to truly. I still think I'm mastering my craft.
Yes.
And I think I've come a long way since I first started, but there's so much further to go, implementing new technology, doing the things that I do technically, perhaps better, more efficient. But we're always looking at those things like a mommy makeover, right? A mommy makeover is typically doing the breast, doing a tummy tuck and liposuction. I know surgeons out there who take 15 hours to do that. Wow. We have it down to about 7.5 here, and that's really good. That's safe. And, I've looked at, having assistants and how I can get them to help me do this a little bit quicker, the sequence of doing stuff, and other people just aren't looking at that. And that's not so much technique. It's more of like, the economy of motion, right? Like, how do I maximize my assistance and what I'm doing, that there's always two things going on. So, I'm trying to master my craft. And then Anjelica, what would be your goal in life? What sort of person or goals do you feel like you want to have here in the next few years?
I always want to learn, and I like social media, so I like being able to kind of put my own taste on things, on what we do here in the office, definitely, and continue to learn and grow and see other. I guess overall, why I want to go to Miami is
she just
Charlotte,
wants to go
North
to party.
Carolina.
She just wants to go and party.
No. It's actually to learn and kind of, I guess, see other social media coordinators and what they do and how their social media, like what I can do using different people's ideas and techniques and how I can do it with what I already do here now. And so I want to continue to grow, and eventually once this company keeps growing, just be able to manage more of behind the scenes. Well, I like to be in front of the camera, so I'm not.
That's her problem. She likes to be just on the camera.
No,
where I'm like, you got to be behind the scenes. There's so much behind the scenes I don't think people realize. Even like with what you do, Dr. Najera, there's a lot of stuff that people don't see or understand. That goes to day-to-day operations of running a business.
Yeah.
No, I definitely see it because. You would think social media is all fun and games, and it's not, because you have to make sure you're putting out the right content and what people want to see, and everything's trending, so things are changing every single day. So you have to do your research on that and make sure you're hitting not a certain amount of numbers, but make sure the numbers are high enough to where we're getting more patient growth and like what it is that makes us stand out from somebody down the street. So I do see the back end of it for sure, because one, I'm doing all our social media and starting to take over a lot more marketing now, and so you see it.
But it's also understanding the effect that those things have too. The bottom line, meaning you can post as many before and after pictures, but are people calling because they're seeing all this stuff on Instagram? Exactly. Are they seeing it because we put some sort of ad in a print ad?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do we say something on Snapchat? Was it putting in, Google AdWords and just talking about breast augmentation?
Exactly.
If you understand where those leads are coming from and where people are booking, if everybody was booking because we had a little ad in the Dallas newspaper, then why not just spend all our money? But it's a whole range of things, and kind of understanding all that and knowing where we should put our dollars or our efforts. So, but Amber totally has that, something that she has always working on. For me, it's a little bit more of, I have to be in the operating room. I have to be working. And then for you kind of see your side. So, yeah.
It's a learning.
See, you'll get there.
It's learning, definitely.
You'll get to a point where hopefully you'll see that move up, make money, and you can buy your own freaking badass car.
Yes.
And you won't need any other guy to give it to you because you're like, you know what? I don't need it.
I'm a badass.
You're a badass biatch.
Oh my God.
Do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
You don't need someone else's, whatever. And
like I told you last podcast, I'm pretty independent as a person already as it is. And so I'm going to continue to be independent. If somebody, hands a bigger gift, that doesn't mean I have to do anything.
Right.
I will say, if she rolls up in a BMW, and that's going to motivate me so much. The fact that if you have a nicer car than me, I'm going to be like, oh, hell,
you have a nice car.
No, now I need to drive a fancy car too.
Half
it
the
should
staff
not be materialistic.
drives a nicer car than I do.
It's insane.
The
to me.
entire staff right now has a nicer car than me from what's parked outside.
I have a nice car. My car's old,
is nice.
and it's a basic model. And it's 2014 Jeep. I want a freaking Beamer, or not even a Beamer. I just want a nice car, but come
you do
on.
have a nice car. It is nice.
Yeah, no. If anything, good job though, Anjelica, because it motivated me to work harder.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap this up. I think it was a good episode talking a little bit about
celebrity trends.
We didn't even talk about celebrity trends.
We didn't even finish it.
Yeah,
because we went off dieting.
We could have talked like Cardi B. We could have talked about. We wanted to talk a little bit about lips and fillers with Kylie Jenner.
I guess it's going to be next.
We'll have to talk a little bit about that next time. But catch us next time. Thanks for joining us. Until next time. Amber, thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
I'm Dr. Dallas. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys. Woo.